So all that leads us to Survivor Series War Games.
War
This is what,
games.
our second War Games on the main
Yep,
roster.
this is our second. Yes.
And I love that the War Pigs theme is retained. It seems to be the theme of choice.
Yeah, I was actually thinking when I heard it. I said, I hope they never change it.
Right.
Just let that be the theme for war games.
Although last year's introduction was a lot more grand. But what can you do?
Yeah, because we had actually had Ozzy on site.
Yeah. They could have clipped that with the footage that they used.
I know, like just play that every year.
Yeah. So the first match of the evening, Damage Control versus Bianca, Charlotte, Becky, and Shotzi. And clearly the WWE didn't hold this match in as high of a regard as we did. Because remember, we were talking about how it should be the main event and shit?
Yeah, maybe it should have, but seeing as to what happened at the end of the night, I can see why they didn't go as the main event.
Yeah.
But also opening the show is pretty important because you set the tone for the rest of the night. So I guess there's that.
So Shotzi comes out providing no value. And she has the saw guy on her coat. And she grabs the little cage they're supposed to stand in. And she shakes her head wildly. Because she's crazy. She's a psycho. So everyone on Team Belair is wearing pink but Becky, is what I noticed. I thought that would be relevant. It wasn't. Damage Control coming out in the mask was really awesome, I thought. I liked the little Kabuki Warrior vibe they all had. Even Bailey.
Yeah, I like that.
And then it starts off with Becky and Bailey. Yeah. And then Shotzi was the next person. She comes in and she uses half of her advantage grabbing weapons she can barely pick up. And then Becky and Shotzi corner Bailey. They do like this kendo stick chair thing. Becky is using her kendo stick. I don't know what the fuck Shotzi was doing. Did I mention how useless she is?
Well, let's also remember that she got booed because she didn't get the tables.
Her response to being booed at is to make the match she's in shitty and unbelievable.
I'm gonna have to be honest with you here. I don't think she was that bad in this match. I'm not the biggest Shotzi advocate. I tried to defend her back then. I conceded on that a lot. But in this match, she did not do bad. Maybe she did good.
Did you see Io came in and they wrapped the chain around her and she didn't know which way to fucking go to be tossed? To just do a front flip?
Are you you're marking up?
No, you said she didn't do bad. I'm telling you that she's fucking worthless. I gave you three specific examples of how worthless she is.
Okay, but I'm just saying she wasn't that bad.
What wasn't that bad? What about the
She
standard
wasn't that bad.
vanilla waste of TV air? What was
I mean, that
exceptional?
suicide dive, she almost killed herself.
Is it the
But
one
look
where she
good.
landed on her head?
Yes. She almost killed herself. She was hitting those sentons. She's hitting those insiguris too. Those are things that she was doing well. She was swinging like a mad person.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
No, Shotzi sucked.
I'm just saying for the level of Shotzi, she wasn't that offensive. I thought she was going to get in there and just stink up the joint. So that's why I'm saying I was surprised that she actually, didn't do too bad.
All right. So Ia's next, and she had a chain. She whoops everybody's ass with it, and then she starts tossing them with it, and that's where the spot where Shotzi couldn't just do a front flip. Bianca was next, and then she comes in whipping everybody with her hair. This is where they lost me. I think this is where they lost me for the evening. Fucking
The whole evening?
yeah, fucking stupid. She comes in, she's whipping her hair, and then somebody has a chair, and she fights off a fucking chair with her braids.
That was Bailey. She wasn't fighting it off. She was defending herself.
Yeah.
She was blocking the shots.
Come on.
Well, she was whooping him with her hair.
She was, and I get what they were trying to do. It's just.
It's actually toned down to what it used to be in NXT. It sounded like a shotgun when she would hit people with her hair.
It's just so dumb. It's especially with the chair.
You know how hard that horse is? That horse hair?
I know it ain't harder than steel.
I don't know.
I do.
I don't. You get whipped. You ever been whipped before? It doesn't feel good.
No, but it doesn't matter. If I take a whip and you have a lead pipe and I whip your lead pipe, that ain't gonna do any damage to your lead pipe. In fact, your lead pipe would be able to absorb my whip, go through my strike, and then hit me. which is what should have fucking happened with that goddamn chair. The braids are attached to her head. All she had to do was follow through.
Well, like I said, she was just defending herself.
It was dumb. So Kari, she comes out skipping, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on here? And then she grabs this comically large trash can lid and takes out Becky with like the spin move. No, Shotzi with the spin move. And then she tosses the lid at Becky and then drop kicks her. So Becky's an idiot. And Charlotte's next. She comes out and she's the only one that just gets into the ring. So good job, Charlotte. And then Charlie, Becky, they have an unnecessarily dumb fucking stare down because the ones that they had on SmackDown wasn't enough. And then Io uses her chain as a dumbwaiter to get a trash can from Dakota Kai on the outside, even though there was a trash can already available in the ring.
Well, how is she going to get it up there?
Okay, fair enough. So Io, she puts a trash can over her head and then dives onto everybody after eating a 4-course meal beforehand. Like, seriously, it took for fucking ever. Everybody's just standing there. Asuka comes in. She grabs a kendo stick and a table. And everybody just loses their shit. Fuck Chicago. God, they were annoying.
They do be loving their tables.
That's all they chanted. Oh, we're on tables. I wish they never saw a table in another wrestling event ever. The dropkick spot with Bianca and Becky tied together in the middle of the ring was really fucking awesome. I thought they were just going to start beating them to death like with kendo sticks, like in Casino. But this was good too. Shotzi gets misted, and then Asuka dropkicks Becky with the trash can over her head. And of course, Becky kicked out of that because it's Super Becky. And then Becky and Charlotte hug, making me wish somebody threw a grenade into the ring. And then Bayley pushes Kari out of the way and takes a spear from Charlotte. Then she eats everyone's finisher. And then Becky puts Bayley through a table with her rock bottom. And I thought everything about this was awful. Except Kari. She looked like a tasty little morsel.
She did. I don't know. I appreciated the match. I thought it was actually, without like everything else that happened, I thought it was better than the men's match.
Yeah, I will give you that.
But yeah, I was surprised that Damage Control lost, seeing as they just got together.
Same.
But there's also a story that came out of that because now Bayley, she did her damnedest. Even Michael Cole said, she's saved War Games for them pretty much.
So are they going to appreciate her
efforts?
Or are they going to continue the Mean Girls thing?
They're going to continue the Mean Girls thing.
Okay.
But they're going to kick her out. They're going to blame her.
I do like it because it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's like exactly the Mean Girls thing. They're like the high school girls who have that one friend who they're just stringing along. Mm-hmm. They speak to each other in Chinese or Japanese, whatever it is, and then she doesn't know what's going on. They're probably talking shit about her.
About her fat ass.
Oh.
This dumb American. Too many cheeseburgers. I don't know.
Or, yeah, whatever they're saying. But, yeah, they're just, like, stringing her along. Well, I said, last time, I think maybe we go the direction of Io versus Bayley at WrestleMania because they turn on Bayley. Now she's getting sympathy because everybody sees that she's, like, doing everything she can for this group, and they're still going to reject her.
I think it's the fact that they all have the face paint on and they have those blank stares.
Kyrie is just like soulless
and tasty.
Like everything, all her looks is just like
Kyrie, you tasty. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, Kyrie.
She do be looking good in her new outfit.
Yeah,
I'll give her that.
Unfortunately, she also looks like I'd have to check her ID before pursuing anything.
That adds to it. What? Never mind. I'm not gonna. Yeah. Next, go.
Yeah.
Go.
I'm never buying Ruffles again for as long as I live.
I wanted some Ruffles tonight. Unfortunately, I didn't go to the store to get any.
Yeah, I am a Lay's man until I see Tozawa dancing with a bag of Lay's.
So what you're referring to is the comedy segment.
Everything about that.
Of
everything. From start to finish. That was the drizzling shits.
It was just a comedy segment.
It was needless. And why am I sitting through commercials when they're going to do a big fucking commercial in the middle of the show with their own people? Either give me that or give me the commercials. Don't give me both. And why are you giving me this big
No,
long
those
ass?
are ads.
Why are you giving me this big long ass fucking potato chip commercial?
Those commercials are separate than the Peacock commercials. You got to get the Peacock commercials to pay the bills, and then the WWE has to get their commercials in. You know, you can pay for the pro membership for Peacock, and then you don't get those commercials, and then you just have to get the WWE commercials.
I'm sure they get ad revenue somehow from that. Maybe, I don't
Oh,
know.
of course, but they don't pick the ads.
These athletes are sitting in the back talking about Ruffles, and then R-Truth
It's
comes
comedy.
back. It wasn't funny though.
And you got the cheddar cheese ones. You know, they had those there. I don't like spicy chips, so I wouldn't go with those little spicy ones. But they, you know, they have Ruffles that are the flavor of onion rings.
That's nice. Lay's had chicken and waffles,
Yeah, they're making chips that taste like other food.
and I don't ever eat
That's
them.
the era we're in.
You know what my potato chips taste like?
Potato.
Potato fucking chips. If I want chicken and waffles or that other thing you just said, I'll go have those things.
Onion rings.
Onion rings, yes.
Actually, sorry, I even said it wrong. It's Funyuns.
So
They have
Yeah,
Ruffles that taste like Funyuns.
they have a potato chip that tastes like another potato chip.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, they do.
That's great.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
stupid. We get Jay and Sammy backstage, and they're setting up for Randy Orton to be the cliffhanger for the evening because he has not shown up. Jay says, "It's my fault." Sammy says, "No, it's not. We have history. We've done this before. We can do it again. It's 1-1 for the Gipper." And then we have The Miz versus Gunther for the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. And I thought it was really odd that they do the special little championship introductions on Raw and SmackDown all the time, but not on this pay-per-view.
I actually didn't notice that.
I did, because Gunther needs it. Everything about him needs to be grand. They disrespect him. I need to write up my congressman. So The Miz, he rips the turnbuckle pad off to distract the ref so he can kick Gunther in the dick and hit a skull-crushing finale. Miz kicks out of the powerbomb, and he escaped the sleeper hold twice. Gunther survived being rammed into the exposed turnbuckle because he's a beast. And Gunther did a splash on Miz's back. He gets Miz in a Boston Crab. Miz almost gets to the ropes, and then Gunther did the thing where he drags Miz into the center of the ring. But then he turns his Boston Crab into the Walls of Jericho. And Miz went from being the gutsy babyface fighting from behind to just immediately tapping. Because that shit looked like it hurt. And I gotta tell you, man, this was kind of flat for me. I don't know what it was. It's probably seeing a grown-ass woman fight off another grown-ass woman with her hair.
Oh, you're still recuperating from that?
Probably. I don't know. It just seemed flat.
Well, it wasn't flat for I enjoyed the match. And we're talking about a Miz match, and I enjoyed it. There's different types of matches. This was one built off of selling and psychology, work rate, all the buzzwords. I don't know if it was work rate, but the Miz, he worked on Gunther's knee. Gunther's selling a knee injury. He did the figure four on the post outside. So he's really working down the knee, which is a believable thing because obviously Gunther would just out wrestle the Miz. So to stay in the match, he had to work on a body part. That's what I liked about it. I liked that it was like an old school type of match. And they did something that you have to do in a match, and I'm going to point this out later. You have to do this in a match for people to like actually get into it. You have to believe. At some point, you have to believe that, oh shit, this actually might happen. And they did this for me when the Miz ran Gunther into the exposed turnbuckle.
You thought that was it?
And then he did the sleeper hold counter, and then the dick kick into the skull crushing finale. I was like, he's actually going to do this.
Here's my thing. Why didn't The Miz do any of this against LA Knight? Like, why all of a sudden is Miz a viable challenger? The Miz has been nothing but a loser.
Well, like he said on Monday, you haven't been at the bottom. You know, being a superstar is about being at the bottom and then being able to pull yourself back up to the top.
Didn't he say something to that effect to LA Knight too?
No.
Yeah, something like, oh, you'll always be at the bottom. You'll never be at my level.
Yeah, that's true. But the LA Knight thing, I mean, it did what it needed to do. The Miz, he pulled up LA Knight, showed everybody, okay, this guy can hang with the main event. Gatekeeper Miz is always called it.
But LA Knight didn't have nearly the trouble Gunther did. In no way, shape, or form did the Miz.
I'm trying to remember. I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember too much of the match.
The LA Knight just whooped his ass. I mean, yeah, the Miz had some offense, but there was never like a time where I thought he was gonna lose. They had one match where he won and he had to pull his tights or some shit. It's just, I don't know. It's not consistent to me. If he was like this the whole time and he just so happened to lose matches, or he just so happened to be in the mid card or something like that, just circumstances, or he had a injury and he stayed a talk show host, any of those things.
Yeah.
But he's just now randomly on Gunther's level because they decided that he should be.
Well, it was just for the feud. He'll probably go back to the mid card.
Exactly. And then
well, not the mid card, but the bottom of the mid card,
Yeah, and he'll have another feud with somebody down the road. It'll just be inconsistent. Yeah, the opponent killed it for me.
That's true. Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm overthinking it and all that shit, but I can't help it. So after that, we have Dragon Lee versus Escobar. And Carlito versus Escobar, as I said, I was excited for. Dragon Lee versus Escobar, I had no use for. There's a point where Escobar tried to rip Dragon Lee's mask off, and the ref tries to stop it. And I'm thinking to myself, why the fuck does the ref care about Dragon Lee's mask?
Well, in Lucha Libre, that's a disqualification if you pull the mask.
But we're
off.
not in Lucha Libre. We're in America.
But that's the thing.
It wasn't Lucha Libre rules. That wasn't a Lucha Libre referee. How's the referee going to know Lucha Libre rules?
Because it's tradition. And, who really knew Lucha Libre
how's
rules?
Pete Duncan from North Dakota, and this balding ass, going to know? I think it was the dude. Anyway, how's he going to know Lucha Libre rules in WWE environment where they have everybody do the performance center and do their system?
I don't know. But Santos knew the rules, and that's what made it even more of an insult that he knows, Lucha Libre and the mask is such a big deal. You never touch the mask. He tried to rip the mask off.
That doesn't explain why the referee would give a shit. Why would he stop Santos from ripping off the mask? Why would the referee give a shit?
Maybe the refs are trained on Lucha Libre.
They just train.
You don't know.
In the event, for the two Lucha Libre wrestlers that we have, this is how we need to treat it.
Lucha Libre.
Who?
Dragon Lee.
1.
Santos.
2.
The whole LWO.
Yeah, come on. That's like a half.
Maybe Axiom. I'm not sure there yet.
That's another half. Okay, so 4.
That's about it.
All right.
Oh, there was a report that Triple H is pissed off because people don't think that the WWE is a safe place for international talent.
Oh, well, I mean, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, so apparently that pissed Triple H off. He says it is a safe place for international talent. Mexican wrestlers, Japanese wrestlers. Not a good look when you have Tozawa dancing around, although he's a national treasure.
And to be fair, he's really the only one.
And now you got Santos ripping Lucha Libre's mask off. Not a good selling point that it's a safe place. And then now you got this guy ripping mask off.
Well, that was part of the storyline, though.
I know, but, it's not a good look.
That's a perfect look. That means
it's not.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a safe space. And you got this guy ripping people's mask off.
Yeah, he's ripping their mask off. That shows that the WWE knows the tradition because that they set up that spot to show the disrespect that Santos has for Dragon Lee.
Well, it's still not too much of a... I don't know. I mean,
well,
I'm not saying...
You think some Lucha Libre wrestler is in Puerto Rico or Mexico and they're watching Survivor... Well, I don't think they're watching Survivor Series. They probably have shit to do. But on the off chance that they are watching Survivor Series, they're going to see that spot. Oh, I can't go to WWE. It's not safe. They're respecting our tradition.
Yeah.
Okay. As long as I understand you correctly.
Just to be clear, I was just talking storyline wise that he's ripping mask off and then.
Right.
I don't know what I did there. I was talking about this real life story and then I fused it into like the storyline that's happening on TV. I don't know.
Okay.
Probably missed there.
Escobar won with the Phantom Driver. And yeah, piss on this match.
Well, shout out Escobar for winning clean.
And shout out Dragon Lee for losing. That. Zoe Stark and Rhea Ripley for the Women's World title. The Women's World title is so prestigious, it needs to be fucking sponsored by Slim Jim.
I'm going to be honest with you here.
Yeah.
When this match was happening, I was hungry, so...
No, really?
Not only that, I was tweeting pretty much the whole night.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after the Santos match, I tweeted, congratulations, Rhea Ripley, for retaining your title. And then I went and got my food.
Fair enough. Well, I mean, you weren't wrong. So yeah, it was sponsored by Slim Jim, which you know how I feel about that. Stark was supposed to have like this war paint shit on her face, but it looked like someone smeared shit on her face. I don't know what the fuck it was. And then Ripley was trying to be Two-Face, or one of Two-Face's bitches from Batman Forever. I don't know if Dominic was supposed to be Two-Face.
Yeah, I didn't know what she was going
Yeah,
for there.
it was definitely Two-Face.
Okay. I didn't know if it was, yeah. Okay, it's Two-Face. There we go.
Ripley wins with a Riptide. It was a good match. I mean, they were screaming at each other. Like when Ripley was on offense, you want me to be focused now? You know, screeching. And then when Zoe was on offense, she would screech. And then there was a part where Zoe's on her knees. She's getting her ass whooped. And she's like, is that the best you could do, Rhea? Hit me! And she kicks her in the face. Like...
Like, oh, I'm gonna do. I got you.
Yeah, it's so stupid. It's all right. I don't know if it was a pay-per-view level match.
Yeah, it was definitely a match that could have happened on Raw.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the build was nothing. I really like Zoe Stark. I think that's the only reason I watched the match is because she wasn't Raquel Rodriguez or Liv Morgan or some shit. Somebody new.
Yes, I am a fan of her as well. I just didn't see any scenario where she wins.
Absolutely not. You're right.
So I just knew she wasn't winning. If they can build it right and then make her credible, like, okay, maybe she can win, I'll probably be more into it at that point. But this time around, and even Rhea Ripley is like barely even mentioning her. And, you know, the whole feud was like, you keep forgetting about me. Well, she was just there.
When she said, like, you know, I haven't forgotten about you. I just got more important shit to worry about. And it's true, unfortunately.
It is true.
Hopefully Shayna
There's got to be someone. Yeah, they did have that tease on Raw. Because Shayna at the Royal Rumble into Wrestling Mania.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh man, we just breezed right through that. Finally, we have Judgment Day versus Team Cody.
Oh, we're already at the main event.
Yeah, we are. That was quick. So yeah, they played up the Orton not showing up thing till the very last second. Rollins and Balor start. McTurd's next, and he runs in, and his ring gear makes him look like he's carrying a load in his pants.
More shit talk. That's good.
Yeah.
That's your theme for the night.
Yeah, I'll try to
Go to other body
broaden my
parts.
horizons. Yeah. Other body parts or functions or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, McTurd grabs a couple kendo sticks, and they use them. Jey Uso's next. It's the formula where one team comes in, they get the advantage. The other team comes in, they get the advantage. And then everybody comes in and the match finally starts. I will say I tip a cap for Priest's ring attire. I don't know what it was supposed to be, but I thought it was really cool. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there was.
And Priest actually brought an Aspa with him, which I thought was kind of cool. He beat the shit out of Rollins and Jay.
I don't even know what you said. But I was like, oh,
ASP. It's a police baton.
That's what I was going to go with. But yeah, I was like, what did you just say?
Yeah, it's what they use to corral junkies.
Yes.
And hippies.
And homeless people.
And homeless people.
Yeah.
So he brought the Asp with him, and I thought that was really cool. I just like the idea of him bringing in quasi-deadly weapon to this wrestling match and just wailing the shit out of everybody. And Cody was even like, what the fuck's going on? How do you even get that? What
yeah, that was a good moment.
Yeah. Zayn was next. He immediately takes out McTurd and Balor. And then the fucker grabs the table. So the crowd was happy there. Zayn actually at one point climbs on top of the cage and he pulls off a piece of pipe from the cage and uses that as a weapon. So I enjoy the weapon aspect of it, I guess. Or at least the creativity of the weapons. It's not just trash cans and kendo sticks and chairs.
Yeah.
So then McIntyre comes out and he's all traumatized from losing over a year ago to Roman Reigns. McIntyre couldn't beat Rollins at the last pay-per-view, but now he's no challenge whatsoever. And then McIntyre immediately goes after Jay, and they have their thing. And Cody comes out. He takes it to Priest, McTurd, and Balor. And then Cody pulls out a bull rope. Then Cody and Seth have another fucking stare down. That's just the thing that they got to do. Dominic, he's last for the Judgment Day. He jumps in and just starts dry humping everybody. And then the good guys, their clock runs out. And Randy Orton does not come out. But Rhea Ripley does. She comes out with Damian Priest's briefcase. She runs over to the referee to cash in the contract, but then Randy's music hits.
And I was thinking about that whole thing before it happened. And I was like, I wonder if Priest is going to try to cash in. And then what if he does? Are we going to have a match within the match? If he gets the pin on Seth Rollins and becomes champion, but then you have to continue the War Games match?
I think that would just be the end of the War Games match, too.
Well, the match hadn't started because Randy Orton hadn't got there yet. Or the fifth man.
I can't see them just restarting the War Games match after Priest cashes in his contract.
I don't know. These are the questions I had.
Yeah.
What are we doing here? If he wins...
It would be one thing if Seth Rollins was, at ringside or something, not in the match. Like Dakota Kai was.
Yeah.
And then Priest cashed in on him. But they're both participants in the match. So I think it would be the conclusion of the War Games match at the same time as the title change.
I don't know. But we didn't find out, so that's good.
Yeah. Randy looks really good.
He did. He was pretty jacked.
He looked like a man amongst boys. I'll tell you that. Even Cody. Cody needs to work on them glamour muscles.
Well, he had those traps working for him. That's,
Yeah.
that's what was doing it, those traps.
Yeah, the trap, the shoulders, the pecs. The way he glistened.
He was freshly baby old.
Yeah. So Randy immediately takes out the small guys, and then he gets into it with McIntyre. Then Priest hits him from behind, and the Judgment Day, they all gang up on Randy Orton. Then the good guys, they remember they're in the match too. So then there's a big brawl. Randy gets into a stare down with Jay to satisfy the 2 stare down per War Games match quota we need to have. And then the good guys do their finisher to the bad guys. McTurd's the last one standing. He tries to bolt, climb out of the cage. By the way, if he climbed out of the cage, it would have forfeited the match for the Judgment Day. What they would have lost, I don't know. It's kind of like last year. What's the stakes if either team loses?
There wasn't really any.
Yeah. So Sammy and Rollins, they catch McTurd at the top of the cage, and they dump his ass off of it. And then Orton's waiting at the bottom, and he catches the motherfucker in a RKO. So McTurd's dead.
Yep, won't be seeing him anymore.
Yeah. And then Cody hits a crossroads on Priest for the win. And that is our War Games match, our final one. The men have won. The good guys have vanquished the Judgment Day. All is right in the WWE universe. And that is the end of our pay-per-view.
Baby faces are holding their hand up.
They're holding their hands up. That's it. But wait! Look in my eyes. What do you see? It's CM Punk. Plain white t-shirt, jeans. He probably bought it at Walmart. It's probably his own wardrobe. But it's CM Punk. And he's in the WWE. He's back. He ain't doing Fox Sports commentating shit. This is the real deal.
CM Punk is in the arena.
And it cuts off with him slapping hands in his little entrance. Did anything happen after the pay-per-view, do you know?
Yes, there's some news that happened after the pay-per-view. Potential angles and such. So number one, apparently Drew McIntyre stormed off in a rage. From what the videos are showing, Drew McIntyre did leave right after the match before the CM Punk thing. That's part of the story, is that he stormed off in a rage. And then number two, Seth Rollins had to be held back by security. Corey Graves and Michael Cole, Cody Rhodes is there, all holding him back. And the whole time he's flipping off CM Punk, he's yelling, "Fuck you." Apparently,
So he's welcoming back with open arms, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently there's some people who aren't on board with the CM Punk return.
Allegedly.
Yes, this is clear. Well, I don't know. Maybe it's not. But I'm going to say this is probably all a work, because this is not AEW. This is not just, the inmates running the asylum here. This is big time. This is like, the corporation. You're not getting out of line over here. So this is all a work. And I think we're working ourselves into a main event between CM Punk and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania.
Okay.
How we get there, I don't know. Oh, and apparently Punk is going to be on Raw Monday.
Good.
Live mic in his hand.
Uh-oh.
He's probably shitting all on AEW.
Oh, I can't wait. This is the contrast. Like, CM Punk debuted, and it's automatically big news.
Right.
Think of all the people that debuted in AEW, and it's not even close to this. And CM Punk has been in the headlines. We should be tired of seeing his name.
Well, I mean, he did debut in AEW, and it was big news.
It was. You're absolutely right.
So I think it's just him. But it's definitely going to
I
be
don't-
interesting. Well, obviously, Seth Rollins is his WrestleMania feud. But who's his first feud? Was Shinsuke Nakamura talking to CM Punk this whole time, and now we're about to run Nakamura versus Punk? You know, on Monday he said, "You're close." Actually, he didn't say that on the show. He said that on Instagram. "You're close, and I'm ready." And now CM Punk is here. So was he talking to CM Punk the whole time?
Yeah.
The teases and stuff, and he hit the go to sleep that one week.
What if the whole Imperium thing is just to get Kaiser out so CM Punk can take his place as Gunther's number 2?
Sure.
And then CM Punk can uphold the prestige of Imperium.
Yeah, that's what he came back for.
Yeah.
to
Tag
to
with
be
Vinci.
right behind
Tag with
Gunther.
Vinci. I don't know, but I'm interested. I'd like to see Cody and CM Punk. I think that'd be a good match. I think that's more interesting than Rollins and Punk, just because they have little words on social media or through interviews or whatever. I don't give a shit about that.
Little words. They've had big words. Well, at least, I mean,
Seth
I don't
Rollins
have the receipts here, but yeah, Seth Rollins is
I don't like the guy. He's a cancer.
not hiding the fact. Yes. So, and then
It just doesn't make me want to see them have a match, though, just because Seth Rollins wants to be a little cunt in an interview.
it's the stuff before the match.
Okay.
And then CM Punk, Paul Heyman, Roman Reigns, all in the ring together. That's a moment.
Yeah.
You know, because Punk was a Paul Heyman guy.
Yeah.
When he had his longest streak, Paul Heyman was right there with him. So
There's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah, so many different storylines. Do you say it's a good thing for WWE to have Punk there?
Yeah.
Does he boost the interest?
What's that?
I said, does he boost the interest? Absolutely.
I think he certainly does for the Chicago fans and, fans of CM Punk. I think AEW fans will tune in just out of curiosity. That and the fact that their flagship product sucks so bad.
Well, I think CM Punk coming back, I don't know, there's a new feel already to the WWE. I wouldn't say we're going into like the ruthless aggression era, or definitely not going back to like the attitude era, but it seems like there's more attitude already with, Seth Rollins doing his thing.
Yeah.
Drew McIntyre storming out.
Holding his eye.
Yeah, there's just like more attitude already. It's going to add a new feel. Apparently, they're changing the theme song to Raw. So it's not going to be greatness, everybody's greatness, or whatever the hell that song is.
Well, that's good. I hate that song.
Reach down into greatness.
Although they'll probably change it to like a Taylor Swift song that I'll hate just as much.
They need to go to some like hard rock.
They need to go back to the Beautiful People.
I like the one that was like, I take the rod and yours and my generation. That one. I like that one.
That was all right.
I like the Kid Rock one.
I don't remember the Kid Rock one.
Or was it Kid Rock? Maybe I'm misremembering that.
I just remember Beautiful People.
Wasn't that SmackDown though?
No, that was Raw.
Now you got people who think CM Punk is a hypocrite coming back after all he said. What do you think?
I mean, he said that if he ever came back to the WWE, he would consider his career a failure or himself a professional failure. Of course, he did all that shitting on WWE. Look, there's a whole bunch of people that shit on the WWE and come back. He's not the exception. He certainly won't be the last one. Is he a hypocrite? No, I think he's just grown. He spent, 10 years in the WWE being shit on the entire time, or being promised or led to believe his career was going to go one way, and for whatever reason, he kept getting the rug pulled out from under him. And he leaves. It's not like he put in a 2 weeks notice. He just left. So it was very emotional. And then he has an interview fairly soon after he left. I mean, he did take some time, but it was still fairly recent after the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view. And I think he just let a lot of shit out. He got some shit off his chest. Maybe he said some shit that he wanted to say to Vince and Triple H that he just couldn't do in person. And they did fire him on his wedding day.
That's true.
So I don't think it makes him a hypocrite. I think he wants to wrestle again. I think WWE is the best place to do it. Instead of AEW, where he would try to give his advice and his experience, and it'd be, turned away or frowned upon almost. think he'll be more welcomed in WWE. I think he'd be more of an asset.
Yeah, I think the WWE side, they'd listen to their people, their veterans. They're not just gonna ignore it or do the opposite and then say, "Oh, real glass, go cry about it."
Right.
Jack Perry, look what you've done, Jack Perry. Look what you've done. You've pretty much put him back in WWE.
And it's only going to be a good thing. I don't see Punk coming just to be a joke. He might lose, but somebody has to lose. I don't think his issue ever been losing. I think it's just how he's lost.
Yeah, he's going to be facing Seth Rollins probably in the near future based off of, the angle that they've already started.
Mm-hmm.
So he just gets here. Now he's already shoehorned into a Seth Rollins feud. Oh, by the way, Seth Rollins is a champion. Let's just go and put 2 and 2 together. CM Punk is about to be a champion, and he just got back to WWE.
And that would be the perfect time for Damian Priest to cash in.
CM Punk loses it to Damian Priest?
Or he doesn't even win it at all. He's about to win it. Like he hits his go to sleep or something, and then Damian Priest comes out, and then Balor does something. Or Balor and Dominic do something to Punk. And Priest pins Rollins, and he gets the belt.
Well, CM Punk even going to be a face? Maybe he's going to be a heel.
There's that possibility too.
Actually, he probably works better as a heel.
He's definitely a better heel.
But
he's good
I also
in general.
I think Randy Orton also works better as a heel.
True.
So I don't know if they're both going to be heel.
Yeah, I didn't like Randy doing the John Cena thing where he got his face all close to the camera and started mugging.
Oh, well, that's just guy happy being back after.
I get
2
it.
years.
It's just, I don't know. He's the Viper.
You just got to expect it.
I don't see no Vipers winking and smiling.
I don't know. Or maybe they just both be face. And then, but then who's going to combat them if they're both face? Like, we need one of them to be a heel.
Drew McIntyre.
He can't fight both of them.
Yeah, he can take them all on. He's the Scottish psychopath.
Remember, he stormed out too. So, but again, there's varying reports on that. I don't even know if they're reports saying that he left before CM Punk even came out. But then there's also people saying he left the whole arena. Now, based off of the news here, and we're going to get more of this next week, we'll probably have a lot more information about all this. But right now they're saying that, the talent had found out like right before they went out. So they didn't really know Punk was going to be there. They just it was a last minute thing for everybody.
Well done then.
Yeah. But it's going to be some interesting time. Definitely going to be there Monday.
Should we play taps for one of the greatest wrestling careers ever that ended this evening?
Yes. Big news. Go ahead. I'll let you do it.
Yeah, so if y'all remember this big hunkin' piece of shit named Ryback, now he eats fast food and he reviews it, just like large women do on other corners of YouTube. Well, he said that if Punk shows up at Survivor Series, he's going to retire from wrestling forever. Well, Punk showed up, and Ryback is a man of his word. So, goodbye, Ryback.
Yes, he definitely doesn't go back on his word.
Ever. He's a man of integrity. Yes.
But if he does keep his word, goodbye, Ryback.
The sad thing, though, is we'll never know because nobody wants him.
Yeah.
So, he can just say he's retired, but...
Yeah, he was never going to come back either. It wasn't his choice. But now he's trying to make it like it's his choice.
Right. And... Nope, don't see any updates. Oh, no, I will not be retiring. He had to return to AEW, and that did not happen.
Oh, there you go. Move the goalposts.
Yeah. Oh, and somebody praised him for being a genius marketer. How's that marketing? We're making fun of you. Whatever. It's not like you're going to wrestle ever again, Ryback.